Hey guys, Mr. Roden here. I'm taping this on a Sunday and it's nice and snowy outside. So I hope you guys are nice and comfy and toasty in your house right now and warm. Maybe drinking some hot cocoa or something, right? So you'll be seeing this on Monday, whether you're at Jenkins or not. So let me go ahead and show you kind of what our agenda for today is. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a good thing. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the homework bucket really quick. I want to do a geometry tools warm up, and this will take a little while. And also, we're going to continue our. Sorry, I'm turning in my chair here. We're going to be continuing our study of 2.3, which is rotations. Okay. So, what I would like to first of all, let's look at the learning target, I rotations. How about the word can? That would be nice. So I'm editing it as I go here. You guys are kind of getting a rough draft and a Monday lesson plan. I can complete. How's this sound? I can complete rotations on the coordinate plane. And that is going to be our learning target for today. So hopefully by the end of this lesson, you will be able to complete rotations on the coordinate plane. All right, good thing. One good thing for me is I went outside. My dog loves to go for walks and fetch a ball, and she was in the snow, and it was so fun to see her in the snow. And I actually put on a YouTube video, and I put she has a little camera that I can put on the back of her. So I'm gonna post it on YouTube on my channel, my outdoor channel, and hopefully it'll turn out nice. So during the Bronco game today, I'm gonna watch the Bronco game, and I'm also gonna download and hopefully upload a video of my dog out in the snow. Yeah, it's kind of fun. Homework bucket. Let's take a look at the homework bucket really quick. So let me do this. Let me go to your Schoology page. Right. So your Schoology page is right here. All right. So let's take a look at homework bucket. Not going to change any, but let's get in there just to make sure we got it. Okay. Let me click on the homework bucket. Transformations, homework, Delta Math. There's actually some pretty good stuff in there. So let me read this to you one more time. I know we've talked about it. Please log into Delta Math and complete the transformations assignment before Sunday, November 1st at, not and, but at 11:59 p.m. And here's the key, guys. I will not accept any late submissions because I'm giving you a week and a half to complete it. Okay, so there's no late submissions on this. Either you get it done, and it's going to be a big assignment, so I'm going to add. It's going to be a lot of homework points because it's not just one. There's multiple ones in there. So make sure you're getting it done now. Don't put it off to the end because maybe you have a question on one you don't understand. Maybe it's not downloading. I know some of you have had issues with Delta Math in the past as far as getting it to load, or there's some issue. Maybe I put something on wrong. I'm just getting used to Delta Math myself. Maybe I uploaded something that you need to email me about and say, hey, Mr. Roden, can you look at this? And I'll definitely look at it. That's why I put it on for a week and a half, guys, because at the very I don't want an email at 11:30 on November 1st saying that, hey, I can't get onto Delta Math or something like that. It's going to be too late after that because you know what? I go to bed way earlier than that. There's no way I'm going to stay up till 11:30 waiting for that. I'm going to be snoring away that night. Okay, so make sure you're logging in early to that because it's going to take you a little while if you haven't done so already. All right. Okay, so let's go back and let's take a look at the tools for geometry tools for the warm-up. Okay, so we kind of did this last time we met, and it actually turned out pretty good, but it was kind of like it got rushed and everything. So I want to take my time on this, and I want to show you guys this really cool tool that we can use to rotate some things. All right, so I'm going to pause the video really quick, and so I can get it all set up, and then I'm going to set a problem up, and then we'll kind of talk about it, and then I'm going to have you practice one for your warm-up. Okay, so let me go pause this video really quick. Get to my Google page. Where's my Google page? Let's see here. Gotta find my. It's hard to find where I need. Oh, here we go. Find my Google page here. Let's see here. Oh, there it is. Okay, so if you see my screen right there, what I've done is I've constructed a right-ish looking triangle. I don't know if it's a right triangle or not. It looks pretty right. What I want to do here is I want to rotate this 120 degrees. CC stands for counterclockwise about P. And what we're going to do is we're going to learn how can we rotate an object about P. Okay. So the first thing we want to do is we want to draw a segment, and I'm going to do it in different colors, from each vertice of the right triangle, or the triangle in this case, to point P. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to make the first color, let's make blue. Okay. So I'm going to make the first color blue. Let me get rid of my compass there. And I want to go ahead and construct a segment or draw a line between A and P. Okay? So that's the first thing that I want to do. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to pull my compass or my protractor up. Okay? And I want to go ahead and draw an angle, and I want to do it 120 degrees. Okay, so 120 degrees, and I'll just make a little mark out here, is right here. 120 degrees is right here. See that? All right, so remember it's an obtuse angle, so I'm going over 90. I'm not going to, it's not 60, it's 120 degrees. So let me get rid of that, and then let me just construct a ray. Now, it doesn't have to be that long. I'm just going to go ahead and just keep it going just past that point right there. That point is insignificant. Now, the next thing I need to do is I need to measure the distance between P and A, okay? Now, you could use a ruler, but I think a better tool for measuring is your compass. So let me pull my compass up here. Let me move it over. I'm going to go ahead and measure the distance between P and A, okay? So let me move this down a little bit. Move it in. There we go. And let me lock my compass. And then now I'm going to turn my compass and I'm going to make an arc. Okay, I'm just going to make an arc right there. I don't know why it keeps doing that, but okay. So I'm going to get rid of my compass, and this point right here, this point is going to be A, and this marker is just awful. But that looks pretty good. A prime. Okay, so that's going to be my A prime. All right. The next thing, and I'll go ahead and switch colors now. Let's go red. Okay, let's go red. Get rid of my compass. Get rid of my compass. Now I want to draw a segment or construct a segment between B and P. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to construct a segment between B and P. And then I want to pull my protractor up, and then I'm going to measure 120 degrees counterclockwise from 120 degrees clockwise using this red P to B. All right, so 120 degrees will be right here, right there. I'll make a little mark. Okay, get rid of my protractor. Pull up my line maker tool, and now I'm going to make a line out here. Again, that little slash that like right there is insignificant. I don't really care about that. All right. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, again, I'm going to measure the distance using my compass from, and this time I'm going to measure from P to B. So let me go ahead and do that. So let me unlock my compass, stretch it out from P to B. There we go. Then I'm going to lock my compass, and then I'm going to move it over here. Oh, geez. Oh, go. Oh, relax. Sometimes this gets a little hard. Okay. And so I'm going to move it over here, and I'm going to make a mark on the red line. And it helps, I think, to do colors just so you don't forget. Last time I made an error because I forgot. I made it marked on the wrong line. So that's why I'm doing colors here. All right. So we will get rid of the compass now. We'll hit the marking pen here, and that is going to be what? Well, yeah, you guessed it. That's going to be B It's going to be B prime. Okay, it's not too bad of a B prime. All right, so what do we still need to do? Well, yeah, we still need to do C. So let's change the color to verde, green, and get rid of the compass for now. And now let's construct a segment between C and P, between C and P, just like that. And then let's pull our protractor up and let's move that down. So it looks like it's got it nice and moved there. And remember, guys, we want 120 degrees. So 120 degrees will be right here. It's kind of in my writing. Sorry if that's in the middle of the writing there, but it's going to be right there. Go ahead and make a little mark there at 120 degrees. That little green mark right there. Okay, I think we can get rid of the compass now. Now we'll construct a line. Keep it going past there. All right, and now we want to measure the distance between P and C, and we'll use our compass to do that. So we'll go ahead and get dizzy really quick. I'm still not great with this compass, guys. So let's unlock this compass and let's move it down to right there. Okay, so we'll go ahead and lock it in here. And then we'll hopefully swing it around here a couple million times. This is where I don't like this, is kind of getting the feel of it. There, unlock, and we'll make a mark right there. I think that's pretty good though. Okay, get rid of the compass, and we'll mark that as, what will we mark that, guys? We will mark that as C prime. Now, you're probably like, Mr. Roden, that doesn't look like the triangle A. Well, let's change it back to black. Okay, and now let's get rid of the compass. And now let's just connect the lines here. So let's connect a segment between B prime and A prime. And let's connect a segment between C prime and A prime. And let's connect a segment between B prime and C prime. And you can see, guys, this black triangle has been rotated 120 degrees like this. 120 degrees, that's counterclockwise, so went left about P. So they're equidistant. A is always equidistant from P as A prime, A to A prime. So, and there we go, we can see it. So cool. So here's what I want. I'm giving you an extra credit opportunity. I will give you guys, whoever wants to do it, everyone will get this opportunity. So on Tuesday when we meet, I am going to ask you to construct a triangle if you would like. This is extra credit. Last time some of you took advantage of doing this. And you would share your screen, and I will give you, I'm not going to tell you the rotation yet. So I'm going to tell you, you'll put a triangle, probably I'll let you kind of draw the triangle. I'll give you, I'd like it to be scalene, which means all sides are the different lengths. It's not like a equilateral triangle or even an isosceles. I like it to be scalene so we can see all the sides are different. And then I'm going to have you rotate it a certain number of degrees, and I'll change that for each kid. I will say we'll rotate counterclockwise. So if you want to practice, you always want to put your triangle down here in kind of the bottom right, and we'll always go counterclockwise. Okay. So, but I'm going to change it for each kid. So just be ready to if you would like some extra credit on Tuesday during the warm-up, if you want to practice doing this, you can share your screen on Tuesday and get some extra credit. Does that sound good, guys? Awesome. So hope this was helpful on a warm-up. And even if you don't share your screen, what I want you to do right now is I want you to take some time, and I want you to do 2 or 3 rotations, okay? I'm going to expect that you did at least 2 or 3 rotations. I'm not going to have you send me screenshots or anything like that, but I expect that you can do this on your own, whether you want to share it or not, okay? So I won't make it a graded assignment. I'll make it an extra credit assignment. So there you go, guys. For those of you who are at the end of the quarter saying, Mr. Roden, how can I get my grade up? Here's an extra credit opportunity all ready for second quarter. Cool. Okay, so let's get to the lesson for today. So remember, our learning target was I can rotate figures on the coordinate plane. Okay, so I want you to take a second And I'm going to just point some stuff out, and I want you, this should be copied in your notes. This is some big time stuff. Okay, so really, guys, there's a few really important rotations that we need to know. There's 90 degrees, there's 180 degrees, there's 270, and there's 360. Okay, and normally we always rotate counterclockwise. Okay. So a couple things I want to say in these notes here. So when we rotate, let me just run my highlighter here. Sorry about that. I don't know why that changed. Why did it change? Let me get my highlighter here. Draw highlighter. Okay, so a couple things I want to say here. So when we're talking about, let's see here. So when no direction is specified, you can assume the rotation is counterclockwise. So that's a big thing you want to make sure. So you always assume counterclockwise unless specified otherwise. Also, a counterclockwise rotation X is the same as a clockwise rotation 360 minus X. So if I was going to do a 90-degree clockwise rotation, well, what's 360 degrees minus 90? Well, that's 270 counterclockwise. You see that? So you can always convert everything to counterclockwise. If you're going to do a 90 degree, or if you're going to do a 270 degree counterclockwise, well, that's going to be a 90 degrees. Hold on, let me say it. If you're going to do a 270 degree clockwise, that's a 90 degree counterclockwise. So we just usually always assume counterclockwise. And if they say clockwise, the best thing to do is just convert it to counterclockwise. So we always are going to say counterclockwise. If a problem gives us it in clockwise, we're just going to use this handy dandy little formula right here, and we're going to convert it to counterclockwise. So counterclockwise is the standard way to go. You always want to rotate counterclockwise, and if they give you in clockwise, you're going to use this highlighted blue little equation to convert it back to counterclockwise. Okay? Awesome. Now, this is where you want to really pause and you want to look at these rules, okay? So now let's take a look at these rules, and they're pretty simple, and these are the big ones: 90, 180, 270, and 360, and they're all counterclockwise rotations. All right, so let's talk 90 for a second. 90, when you take an X and a Y, what you do is you swap your X and Y and you change the value on the new Y, or the Y value, or the new X value. Okay, so you swap the X and Y, and then you switch the sign on that new X value or the old Y value. Okay, a 180 rotation, you don't swap X and Y, you just change the signs. Okay, remember, you could start with a negative, which would mean a positive, but if you're starting with two positives, you're going to end with two negatives. You notice you're not swapping anything, you're just changing the signs. A 270 rotation, you're going to swap X and Y, but now you're going to change the sign on the new Y value, okay, or the old X value. So whatever this X value is here, you're going to swap it, and you're going to change the sign. You're going to put in the Y value. And then a 360, most boring thing in the world. 360 is you're back to where you were. So an XY is just an XY. And then you can just keep going around in circles, right? Because once you go around in circles, you're really just 360, and you can do 720s, but really you're just repeating these patterns of 90, 180, 270, 360, and then you just repeat it. You can do it a million different degrees, but you're really not going to have that many different options. Okay, sound good? All right, cool. So let's do an example. So we want to rotate this guy 90 degrees, and we're assuming counterclockwise. All right, so let me get my pen out here. I'm going to pause this for a second, and then so go ahead and see if you can do this right now. I'm going to pause for a second. So use your rules and see if you can't pause this, see if you can't rotate this 90 degrees. Okay, awesome. And hold on, let me go to this. There's my pause. Okay, so hopefully you have finished this. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I would do this. So I've written down the rule, and I also wrote down the coordinates. So make sure your coordinates match up with mine, because sometimes I make a little mistake. I get a little careless and get too much of a hurry. So hopefully P is 2, 1. Q is 4, 1, and R is 4, -3. Okay, so what's the rule here? So for P prime, we're going to swap X and Y. So you're going to have 1, 2, and we're going to make the new Y opposite, negative. See that? Okay, and then so what's Q prime? Well, we're going to swap X and Y. So now we have 1, 4, and then we're going to make the new X value, I should say, negative. See that? And then R prime is going to be at, let's see here, -3, 4, and then we're going to switch the sign. So instead of this being a -3, this now becomes a +3. All right, let's graph it and see what it looks like. So P prime is at -1, 2. And remember, we're rotating about the origin. Okay, always rotating about the origin also. So we go left 1 up 2. So left 1 up 2, and so this is P prime. And then Q prime is left 1 up 4. So left 1 up 4. So this is Q prime. And then R prime is right 3 up 4. So right 3 up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So right here. And so this is R prime. And so let's take a look. Let me get my line maker tool here. And we'll draw those shapes in. So it goes from here to here. And then it goes from here to here. Oh, that wasn't the line maker tool. Here to here. Try that again. If this line maker tool is not going to work, I'm just going to freehand it. No, not going to work. So let's freehand it, Mr. Roden. All right. So now this will be from here to here and from here to here. That was terrible. Man, the freehanding is something like that. And that looks pretty good. Looks like it's been rotated 90 degrees counterclockwise about the origin. It's always about the origin when we're rotating on the coordinate plane. I should have said that earlier. Okay. All right. So let's do the next one. The next one, I want you to take this object and I want you to rotate it, this quadrilateral, I want you to rotate it 270 degrees. Okay, so I'm going to pause the video and your job is to go ahead and rotate. All right, so now I want to go ahead and look at this one. So I went through and did D. Hopefully I did these right. G, D, G, F, and E. And then I remember, what's the rule for 270 degrees counterclockwise about the origin? Well, it's Y negative X on this one. Okay, so I went through and switched them out. So let me graph it. We're going about the origin here. So the first one is 1, 3. So 1, 3. And if I did it correct, it should look like the exact same object just turned. So there's right there, I'm going to make my marker a little bit skinnier here. Okay, so 1, 3. So right 1 up 3. So this should be our D prime right here. And then our G prime is -3, 3. So left 3 up 3. Left 3 up 3. 1, 2, 3. So right there is our G prime. And then our F prime is at -1, -4. So -1, -4, which is going on 1, 2, 3. So right down here, this is going to be where, what is that, F prime? And then E prime is going to be -1, 1. -1, 1. So E prime is going to be right here. Hopefully I did this right. If I didn't, it'll be obvious. Let's see here. E prime. That. Let's see here. So it's going to be something like, let's see if it looks right. If not, we'll go back and find my mistake here. I'll make you find my mistake. So it looks like I may have made an error here. So your job is to figure out what my error was. Error analysis, guys. So I'm going to go back and figure my error out also. Let's see. Okay, so I think I found my mistake. It was right here. It was f prime should have been negative 4, 1. And if you see it, it looks like this does form a 270-degree counterclockwise rotation about the origin. Okay, so hopefully you caught my mistake. Error analysis is very important. All right, next problem. I want you to go ahead and rotate this one 180 degrees. I'll pause the video and I'll come back to you in a second and I'll just have the whole thing and you can check to see if you got it right. So let me go ahead and pause the video. All right, so I think I got this one correct. Remember, the rule for 180 degrees is counterclockwise is just change the signs. And I just went through and copied them all down and changed the sign. This does look like 180 degrees. Not drawn very well just because the line maker tool is not very good, but 180 degrees, counterclockwise, rotation, about the origin. Okay, hopefully you got that one right. Okay, so on this one, I skipped example 4 because that was just another 270. But on this one, I want you to go ahead and look at the pre-image and then study the image. And then I want you to figure out what was the rule that got you from the pre-image to the image. And let's make sure it's a counterclockwise rule, okay? All right, so go ahead and take a look at that. I'll pause the video now and let's see if you can't figure it out. Okay, so I just listed out D and then D prime and E prime and F and so on and so on. You probably only needed to do it for 1 point. But I'm noticing, what do you notice? Is there any swapping going on? Well, no, there's no swapping going on. We got a 4 and a 2 and a 1 and a 3. So there's no swapping. All that's happening is signs are changing. Well, let's see here. This one's negative, this one's positive, this one's positive, this one's negative. So it looks like we're just switching the signs. So what rotation makes us just switch the signs? Well, yeah, that's 180 degrees counterclockwise. It doesn't really matter because 180 degrees is the same as clockwise or counterclockwise, but we always assume. So 180 degree counterclockwise about the origin. Remember, we're always spinning around the origin of the graph. All right, let's see what we got next here. Okay, all right, so I want you to write an algebraic rule that converts, was this the same problem? Okay, so now we want to do an algebraic rule that converts it. So I think you've got that. So we start with X and we start with Y. Okay, and what is the rule for 180 degrees? Well, it's just negative X, negative Y. And there's our algebraic rule. Okay. All right. So before you leave today, I want you to think and I want you to be ready to discuss these couple problems. So I want you to write these down and we're going to discuss them tomorrow in class. So be ready. This is how I know you watched the entire video. So I want you to write these down. So I'll go ahead and pause the video now and write these down, and then I'll read the problem, and then we're going to go over these tomorrow in class. All right. Vanessa used geometry software to apply the transformation ABC. Okay. And according to the software, the measure of angle APA prime is equal to the measure of BPB prime is equal to the measure of CPC prime. So here's the question. Vanessa said this means the transformation must be a rotation. Do you agree? All right, so we'll talk about that tomorrow. So be ready to discuss this. I'm going to randomly call on you. So make sure everyone, and it just needs to have some ideas here. So when I pull this question up, I'm going to be calling on kids. All right. All right. And number 8. So go ahead and pause the video really quick to write this down. Make a prediction. In which quadrant would in the image triangle FGH lie after a counterclockwise rotation of 1,980 degrees in 1980? I remember 1980. I was just a little kid back then, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about degrees, right? 1,980 degrees. Explain how you made your prediction. So what quadrant would that triangle be in after that huge rotation? Be ready to answer, okay? Guys, I really don't want an I don't know. I'm not sure. Have some theory. It could be wrong, could be right, but I want you to have some sort of theory here, okay? So if you're just saying, I don't know, I don't get it, I'm gonna question you more on that. I'm not gonna let you get away with that answer, okay? All right, guys, hope this video was helpful today, and I hope you guys have a wonderful Monday. I'm told it's going to be snowy tomorrow, so maybe you can go out sledding or something after you do all your asynchronous lessons. You guys have a wonderful day. We'll see you later. Bye.